Ever wondered who Jane Fitzcostellia is and why Bell Company is so popular? Well, sit back and relax as we unravel the comedic genius behind these names. Jane Fitzcostellia, the Queen of Comedy, is a name that echoes in the halls of humour. Her wit sharper than a scalpel, her timing impeccable. She's the mastermind who knows how to tickle your funny bone and leave you in stitches. On the other side, we have the Bell Company, a powerhouse of laughter, headed by the mirthful maestro, Bell himself. They are the architects of amusement, crafting comedies that are nothing short of masterpieces. The Bell Company is not just a comedy house, it's a laughter factory where every joke is a product of precision and every punchline a work of art. Now, wouldn't it be fascinating if these two titans of titter came together? Well, guess what? They are! And it's happening this October. Yes, you heard it right. Jane Fitzcostellia and Bell are joining forces for a comedy extravaganza that promises to be the event of the year. And here's the kicker. It's not just any event, it's a wedding. But not just any wedding, it's the wedding of the century. A wedding that's going to have you rolling in the aisles. The bride? None other than the fabulous Ms. Bell Pum, the diva of laughter, and the groom, the ever-charming Horse McGorse. Now, if that doesn't sound like a match made in comedy heaven, I don't know what does. This is going to be a wedding where the I-do's are going to be drowned out by laughter, where the best man's speech is going to be a stand-up routine, and where the wedding cake might just be a whoopie pie. So buckle up, comedy lovers, because things are about to get hilariously interesting. Now, remember to run down the road after Miss Bell Pum. You never know what hilarity might ensue. Are you prepared for some hilarious kitchen action? Today we're crafting farty pies paired with burpy drinks, so let's break down the ingredients each. Beginning with the farty pies, collect a tablespoon of vegetable oil, a finely chopped onion, 2 cloves of garlic crushed, about 400 grams of canned baked beans, 200 grams of cooked shredded cabbage, 150 grams of finely grated mature cheddar cheese, a teaspoon of English mustard, a packet of ready-rolled short crust pastry equating to approximately 320 grams, a single beaten egg for glaze, with a hint of salt and pepper to adjust to your taste. As for the burpy drinks, you'll need a litre of sparkling lemonade, the juice squeezed out of 2 limes, a handful of fresh mint, 4 slices of cucumber, and for those of you feeling adventurous, a hint of gin or Pimm's. Now, let's walk through the process of these humorous gastronomic creations. Start off by preheating your oven to 200 degrees Celsius or gas mark 6. Warm the vegetable oil in a pan, add the chopped onion and let it soften for about 5 minutes. Next, stir in the garlic cloves and allow them to cook for an additional minute. Mix in the baked beans, the shredded cabbage, a touch of mustard and half of your cheddar cheese. Season this mixture and it cool down to a lukewarm temperature. Meanwhile, cut out circles from your short crust pastry and line them neatly in a muffin tray. Spoon in your cooled mixture and sprinkle the leftover cheese on top. Brush the edges with the beaten egg and seal these pies either with a lid or by folding them over, ensuring the edges are crimped. Pop these into your preheated oven for approximately 20 to 25 minutes until they turn a lovely golden brown. While your farty pies are baking to perfection, let's shift our focus to the burpy drinks. Firstly, take your mint leaves, cucumber slices and lime juice and muddle them together in a jug. Then pour over your sparkling lemonade, and if you wish, a splash of gin or Pimm's. Serve this concoction chilled over ice in tall glasses. Picture this. A farty pie in one hand, a burpy drink in the other. You're bound to be the star of any. Oh, and don't forget to pay a visit to Ms. Bell Pum down the lane. She might have a pie or 2 waiting for you. Back to our farty pies. Let's get them in the oven. Now, with the pastry circles cut and your muffin tins lined, it's time to spoon in that delicious bean and cabbage mixture we made earlier. Don't forget to sprinkle with the remaining cheddar cheese for an extra burst of flavour. Then brush the edges of the pastry with the beaten egg, seal with lids or simply fold over and give them a good crimp to keep all that goodness inside. Then pop them in the oven, preheated to 200 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 25 minutes until they're golden and irresistible. While our pies are baking, let's start on the burpy drinks. These refreshing beverages are as easy as pie to make, and they're guaranteed to make you burp with delight. First, you'll need to muddle some fresh mint leaves, cucumber slices, and the juice of 2 limes in a jug. Now, what does muddle mean, you ask? Well, it's just a fancy term for squishing the ingredients together to release their flavours. You can use a muddler if you have one, or the end of a wooden spoon will do the trick. Once you've muddled to your heart's content, top the mixture with a litre of sparkling lemonade. And here's where you can add a splash of fun, a little gin or Pimm's if you like. But remember, that's optional. Finally, serve your Burpy drinks over ice in tall glasses. And there you have it, Farty pies and Burpy drinks, a meal to tickle your taste buds and your funny bone. Remember, run down the road after Ms. Bell Pum for more laughs and maybe a Burpy drink. Curious about Ms. Bell Pum and her distinctive family? Let's delve deeper into their world. Ms. Bell Pum is a woman who defines style, always spotted in her towering high heels, with a pink handbag slung over her arm and her striking purple hair dancing in the breeze. A vision of beauty, to say the least. Up next, meet her sister, Hauve, and her adorable cubs. Pole, the male polar bear, is the eldest. Then we have Nuddles, the youngest and the only golden bear in the family, and Zoe, the candy floss middle child with short yellow hair tied in pigtails. Much like her daughter Zoe, Hauve is also round and made entirely of candy floss. Quite the saccharine family, wouldn't you agree? Now we must not overlook the head of the family, Curtaloo. This woman is of considerable stature. She's so large indeed that her living spaces necessitate a bit more room than usual. But life is not all sugar and spice in the Bell Pum household. Enter Horse Magorse, the foe of Ms. Bell Pum. Horse Magorse has a holier-than-thou attitude, constantly portraying Ms. Bell Pum and her family as mischievous and over the top. What audacity! And just when you thought it couldn't get any more peculiar, here come the jiggling Jamingos. These creatures, with their unfortunate habit of, well, excreting directly into people's eyes, are a sight to behold. Not the most delightful experience, but it certainly adds a twist to the story. There you have it, the Bell Pum family in their entirety. Quite the intriguing lot, don't you think? And remember, Ms. Bell Pum prefers to be addressed by her full name as a mark of respect. So, don't to swing by and visit Ms. Bell Pum and her family. They're a spectacle in themselves. Are you prepared for a whirlwind of gut-busting hilarity? Brace yourselves, folks. This humorous misadventure starts with an unsuspecting man who completely mistook a stick of vomit for an ice cream bar, gave it a hearty lick and transformed into a comic masterpiece, belting out a bizarre symphony of boo 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 ha hoo haw poo sounds. Oh, but the comedy doesn't stop there. Let's pause the vomit tales for a while as we introduce Jane Fitzcostellia, the respected founder of the D. Bell Company. Jane's company is well known for their laugh-out-loud comedy sketches. A visit to their shows promises a hilarious time. Resuming the symphony of sounds and mishaps, picture this. A man overwhelmed by a wave of nausea, up vomiting straight into his wife's mouth. A youngster in his innocent delight successfully aimed his regurgitated lunch straight into a stranger's face. And the real laughingstock? A girl next door having her hair shampooed and dyed. Unfortunately, a man emptied his stomach contents into her freshly washed hair. The aftermath was a permanently closed hair salon, a girl in tears, and a head of hair reeking forever of last night's dinner. Don't forget about Ms. Bell Pum, always ready to entertain us with more laughter. Speaking of our beloved Ms. Bell Pum, let's take a moment to appreciate her and her family. She's always been the heart party, and her upcoming October wedding to Horse Magorse promises to be a comedy riot, given their past antics. But hold on, there's more. Miss Bell Pum, never one to miss an opportunity, took the moment to chase Horse Magorse out with a cat. Then another lady, trying to join the vomit chorus, ended heaving through her nose. Next, we share the recipe for Farty pies with Burpy drinks. A generous heap of beans, a dash of humour, and a splash of soda to ensure the burps. Bake at a high temperature and serve with a slice of laughter. Now, let's rewind to the time when a man vomited on a fresh set of clothes. The clothes, forever stained contents, were worn by unsuspecting individuals, adding an unexpected humorous twist to their day. The piece de resistance of our comedy series is, of course, Ms. Bell Pum's infamous Friday dinner party. The theme? Gifts you can present in paper cups, even the brown ones. The party was a hit until a hilarious mishap. Ms. Bell Pum, in a dreadful mix-up, served men cups filled with vomit instead of stew. Their disgusted cries seemed to ring through the heavens themselves. That's it for the laughs. Keep following Ms. Pum and the of laughs will continue. Drop by to see Ms. Bell Pum for more fun. Next time we continue the laughs as we delve into more comedic misadventures involving vomit and diarrhea. See you then!